Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Today we're going to shoot the Elite Verdict. This is my second day with the Verdict. The first time I did the review, or the second time I did the review with the target set up on it, I found that my sight was moving up or down. So I added 4 extra ounces to the back here, and I was still finding it was moving up and down. So what I did is I took 4 ounces off the front. So I've taken 4 ounces off the front, added 4 ounces to the back. Now, you'll see there's a bit of thread here. That's because the thread was so long. So I haven't adjusted that yet. We're just plain. I haven't fixed the peep sight. This is where we're up to. So this is, I'm going to say a few arrows in now. And this is what you should do when you sort of set up a bow. Have a bit of a go, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to shoot some arrows now, see if it feels better, see if it stops moving. The weather's not too bad this afternoon. A little bit of wind, but not too bad. Now I'm also going to probably try a different peep sight. I'm probably going to try a podium peep in here to create more of a tunnel, but let's just shoot some arrows and see how it goes. It's interesting, I felt more movement left to right. That was my first arrow of the day. I didn't practice before this video. I just came out here and put the video on. I didn't feel the up and down movement. That feels a lot better. Now generally when you're experimenting with weights, I'm doing big chunks like 4 ounces, but then you'll get down to 1 or 2 ounces just to make it, see if it would be any better. Now I was moving around a bit, so the wind was sort of catching me a bit and moving me around. Like I said, there's not much wind, so I don't know how much of that's me, how much of it's the wind, but that one was better. I was a little bit low on the 10 when I took the shot. But the sight pin felt more stable. So when you sort of shoot, you've got to warm up a bit too. So you don't sort of take this stuff. I'm not taking this stuff. I'm never very critical on myself to start with. That one was good, but the peep sight couldn't see through it. I could see the sight was very steady in the middle. Now what I want to do after this is I'm going to grab the result and compare that shot for shot with the Verdict, and that'll be in the next video we do. So I'm kind of interested which bow I prefer. I definitely like this bow because it's so quiet. I feel like it's quieter, so I'm going to compare that. That felt good. Now a lot of this gets back to form. I shoot every day, and I just feel like you've got to get your form right. A lot of beginners, when they derail their bow, I'm going to say beginners because they'll say they're experienced archers, will say, I didn't torque the bow when it blew up. you torque the bow. Absolutely, you torque. It's hard not to. Like, you practice every day to try and make that perfect shot. It's so hard not to, that when you're starting out, people are generally overbowed, which means the bow's too heavy. They're grunting when they pull it back. It's amazing there's not more derails and bows blowing up. I probably said this on another video. I had this 11-year-old kid come in the shop with his dad, and dad goes, "Oh, do you have many 11-year-olds who can draw back a 70-pound bow?" I was like, "No, you shouldn't be doing that." "Well, he can, he's really strong." Anyway, he grabs the bow and he's like this. And I'm just like waiting for the bow to explode. Literally, I'm like this. I'm like, you shouldn't do that. Like, it's like you're going to do your body damage. "Oh, no, he's fine. Really strong." It's like, you're going to do serious damage. It's like, I've been doing archery for 40 odd years. I'm like, you can choose to ignore me, and that's fine. But when he's done it, when he's hurt himself, and it's not only that, like, he can't shoot. Like, you might be able to draw back a 70-pound bow like that. No archery club would let you shoot like that. And you wouldn't be able to shoot. He would have no accuracy because his form was going to be rubbish, and he wouldn't be able to repeat the same shot every time. And that's why you practice. Like, this shot sequence, not every shot was the same. I could feel it. This arm was up one, once it was tense, once it was a little bit loose, one elbow was up one. That's nice. Now my sight pin is settled. So for the first few shots, my sight pin was moving around a bit, like this. Very different. So when I had the stabilizer on, it was like this. The first few shots were like this, around the place. Now it's really settled. So this is my body just getting warmed up and my muscles adjusting. So, the grip I like, and all the elites have the same grip. I'm going to sort of harp on about that. I feel like I'm not getting much torque with it. I feel like it's very comfortable in my hand. I can't stress it enough. With the Mathews grip, I found it very uncomfortable. That's more than common with Mathews, which is why everyone takes the grip off the bow and they fit other grips. Now there's a bit of wind and my sight pin was dead in the middle. I'm hoping it goes off, and then some wind came up and it moved off to the 9 and it came back, settled on the 10. I'm like, I hope it goes off. I don't know where the arrow went, but I know where it broke. It broke in the 10-9 ring at about 10 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock. But it was very stable. When I used to shoot, my sight pin used to be like this all around the place, and I was like, I don't know how people can aim in the 10. I didn't know how people shoot 300s because it was like my sight pins move around too much. But so I got questions on why I fitted a V-bar. Why? Because it was on my other bow and I just took it off. I'm going to try it there. I'm going to try it there. You can try removing the weights or moving the stabilizer off one side. It's one of the advantages of having a V-bar, but you can see I've got more weights on one side than the other. You try leveling up. Just experiment with stuff. See how the bow is more stable in your hand to hold. Now, I've had lots of questions about the Elite Verdict, how I find it. Look, I think this is one of the best bows I've shot. I really do. I've shot some other bows since to compare it. I have shot the result and I did like the result. But this bow is so dead in the hand and it's so silent, it aims well. Love the grip. The wall at the end is really good. I'm probably going to reduce that a little bit, the let off. But basically, I'm pretty good to go shoot this bow in a comp. I need sight settings, but I think in the next 2 weeks, I'll definitely be shooting some scores with this bow. I say like, this weekend I've got a wedding, but I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks I can shoot some scores with the bow. Now this knock was cracked. I don't know if you can see it. It's the advantage of shooting a fluorescent knock because you can see the cracks. If that was a solid color, I probably wouldn't have seen it. I would have shot the knock. The bow, the arrow would have exploded, and you'd be going, "What went on there?" And the knock was basically damaged. And you dry fired your bow, you blew it up, and I mean, you know, you might do no damage, but you run the risk of blowing up the bow. Look, I've shot for a long time. I've shot lots of bows. I don't think I've aimed as well as this. And this is literally me pulling 4 pounds off there, 4 ounces off there, putting 4 ounces on here. I haven't done anything with it. And it just feels so stable. I don't know what the grip is, but I feel like it's good. Let's go and have a look. Okay, so I'm up at the target. Now I've got a couple of arrows here which are not in the group, and I'm okay with that. But what I like is this group here. It is like all the arrows are touching. And when I started, I was moving around a bit, so like the couple of arrows up high don't even faze me. What I feel confident with is this group here. It is so tight. Like all those arrows are touching. There's 4, 5, and these other arrows are excellent. It's going to be a high X count. Look, I couldn't be happier with that. So with that, to get this bow ready, I've got to fix up the peep, and I might not even change the peep because I'm that happy. I'll just give that peep a twink, a little twist, so it's not annoying. So it's like it's right. I can see the target is really clear. I don't normally have a target that clear. Everything I'm really happy with. So with that, I think the Verdict is ready for a competition. So now, it's not to say this bow can't be better, because like I've shot a handful of arrows with it, but it's a good starting spot. I always start with the bow. I start with the setup, see how it feels. Right now it feels great. So now I go and shoot scores. Then I tinker. So I might move those stabilizers up. I might move them forward. I might change the let off. But I have a space point by which to start from. So I can shoot a score, I might shoot a few scores and go, okay, this is the score I'm shooting, make a change and see if my scores improve. If they don't, I go back or I try something else. As long as I've got a baseline to know where to go back to, that's what I kind of do. And what I like about the Elite is so much adjustability. I'll try the limb stops for sure, but at the moment it just feels really, really good. So with that, I think I'll do a video comparing the result to the Verdict because I'm very interested in the difference. And yeah, but the Verdict, thumbs up. The only issue I would have about the price point, whether the extra dollars for the Verdict are worth it compared to the result, and that's what we're going to do in the next video. I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Thanks for watching.